Already? There's not even anybody sat down and he's already got his lunch video going to itself.
Leave the content.
Is that content?
Hello viewers, and welcome to this latest episode of Mustard and Boaty Do Lunch. And there's something that I'm going to raise with the good captain, but I'm going to let you in on it first. Now,
I'm here.
As you know, we have a YouTube channel, Mustard and Boaty Do Cars. And when we set up the channel, I set up associated social media, and that included a Twitter account to which we both have access. Now, I haven't really used that Twitter account as a Twitter account. I've posted a couple of tweets that are business related. However, I keep getting notifications like these. Can you see? Let me read them out to you. Discreet mothers. I just left Facebook. I need Twitter friends, with a link. Jade Adams. I'm dead sexy and successful though, babes, so who gives a flying shit? And you will see many, and if you actually go onto the Twitter account, then all of the timeline is just women's accounts with scantily clad pictures. So the question is, what have you been looking at on our Twitter account?
I've not been on our Twitter account.
Well, clearly you have.
You're the one that opened it up.
Yes?
Yeah. Not me.
I've just admitted to that.
Yeah, you opened it.
But I'm not the one looking at these dodgy accounts.
I haven't signed into our Twitter accounts.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to take a lie detector, would you?
Yeah.
Right, my lovelies. Now then, today we have been to Istanblue for what I have previously called the world's best kebab. And best of all, it was Captain Mustard's turn to pay, which will make it taste all the nicer.
So let's say grace.
Yeah, yes.
Dear Jesus, or whoever your name happens to be, thank you so much for the £10 required in order to buy this food. Next time make it 15.
A moving tribute, I'm sure you'd agree.
That's the first time I've ever done it, and I took it very seriously indeed.
Do you not feel better for having done so?
No.
Do you not
feel like I've taken the piss.
Well, if you did it with piss taking in your heart, then obviously that's wrong.
It's the only thing I've got for you.
But I genuinely think that many people begin their religious journey as an ironic piss take, and along the way they find true enlightenment, and I pray that that will be true for you. Let's take a picture.
Look,
Wonderful.
yours looks a bit less messy than what mine does.
That's because I don't put sauce on it. You have sauce. I have a hiccup related question. Spell hiccup.
That's a question.
Okay, how do you spell hiccup? No, go for it.
Is it H-U-Y-C-U-P? Oh, no, it's two C's and hiccup.
I don't know, but I'm guessing that if you did Google, that would be, nowadays, how it's theoretically spelled. But, and I'm sure I'm right in this, but if I'm wrong, do comment. I'm sure it used to be spelled H-I-C-C-O-U-G-H.
Oh. Hiccup. That is much more interesting than I was expecting.
Well, there you are, you see. I can surprise you.
Well, it surprised me, but not usually in a good way.
Mm. This is every bit as good as I remember. Excellent.
Yeah.
What's your favourite seaside? Are you an East Coast man or a West Coast man?
Do you have to be one or the other?
No? I'm just trying to help you along.
Right. I'm actually thinking about this seriously.
Okay.
Don't like Blackpool. Don't like Morecambe. Don't like St Anne's. I like Whitby. And I like Llandudno. Did I get your approval then?
No. Because you went and it's E. Llandudno.
Oh.
But you made an effort, and on behalf of all Welsh people, we appreciate that.
What's your favourite?
My favourite anywhere is, hang on. My favourite anywhere is Glendy Bay on Gozo. In the UK, I like Addicombe. See, I love Llandudno, but not because of the seaside part. It's because of the Great Orme part and the cable cars and the tram. I love the Great Orme.
Me too.
The UK's only cable-hauled tramway. Have you ever been abroad?
Yeah.
Where to?
Scotland. I've been to France.
I love France.
I got detained.
Why?
Never found out. Never found out.
That'd be a cool road trip to do. Go to France, buy a car,
Get detained.
get detained. I had my passport stolen in France once. I was in an MX-5 and we parked it up in a car park to go and have a look at a chateau. And they'd cut the roof open and took my man bag, which had my passport and all of the winnings from last night in the casino in Boulogne. Where was it?
I don't know.
Oh, what's the name of the place? Where the boats used to go to back in the old days.
Where we used to go, Sid?
Boats used to go there. Posh British people used to go there on holiday. How annoying. I can't remember what it's called. Eh? Name France, you bird. So I rang the British Embassy to find out what I had to do. And because we were coming back that day, we'd been away for a few days, little driving tour in the MS5. Me and the wife, the then wife. Oh, that's annoying. Do you mind, please? Well, that's going to be the video now, isn't it?
What?
Just noise.
Well, don't worry. You won't be any worse than usual.
Anyway, the embassy said that I had to make my way to Paris. And this was on a Sunday. And they said it wouldn't be open until the Tuesday, and I had to pay something like 300 quid to get the replacement paperwork. So it was going to be a drive to Paris, a hotel in Paris for minimum 2 nights, and then €300 or whatever it was. And I'm in the police station reporting the crime, which I had to do. And I kind of put this on Facebook, and somebody said, well, have you got any picture ID with you? And I said, yeah, I've got my driving licence.
Oh no.
And they said, just rock up to the border with that and with the police report, and you'll be okay. So I did, and it was fine. Filled out the papers, didn't cost me anything at all, and we went home.
Watch out for that. Let's get it off.
What?
It's going to slide the thing over.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Oh.
He's not with it today. He's never really with it, are you, mate?
What?
Nothing?
Will it jack up that?
Huh?
Will it jack up? Or has the pins gone a bit?
It's obviously just the concrete it's set in started to move out the way, hasn't it?
Worthwhile putting a little grinder in and just taking the hole down a bit more.
That's going to be the only way, isn't it?
I think so.
You're not pulling it out, starting again.
Getting the heavy side started again. Take 2 or 3 days for the concrete set.
Yeah.
Just so it won't go. You've got an extension lead in your garage now. I'll get my little grinder out and I'll just take a bit out of it so it goes in.
Alright. Are you enjoying that?
Very much.
Could do with a spoon to eat this with. Dead we're eating a kebab with a spoon.
No, thanks, I have. When I was a kid, I used to take a packet of crisps, open it, scrunch it all up, put it in the freezer, then when it's frozen, put it into a bowl and eat that with a spoon.
Far too messy.
What do you think about marriage?
That's a rather big question. What do I think about it?
Yeah, as an institution.
Do you want me to answer this with one sentence or one word or what? I could just say, great.
You could.
I could just say, you know, is just as good an explanation. I could tell you what I really think about it, which you'd get bored with.
You're married, aren't you?
Might be.
Was it important to you to formalise your relationship by taking a sacred vow of marriage?
Sort of. It was.
Did you get married in church?
No.
Ah.
It was a case of, we're going to do it. Let's just go and do it. Without any people. Do. I don't like weddings. I don't like going to weddings. And the bigger a deal, the more money people spend on it, the less interested I am. He's nodding then. You nodded.
I spent a lot of money on mine. The minimum cost of a Nepali wedding is, the minimum you can budget for one is about 80,000.
$80,000.
Mm-hmm.
What? UK pounds?
Mm-hmm. What do you think about arranged marriage?
Oh. These do a much better job than the actual paper that they're happy topping.
I thought I'd seen one.
Do you want one? Or have you got some of your own?
I don't think I've got any. I think you had both of ours. I've got a thing in my singles network called SAMS, which stands for the Singles Arranged Marriage System.
Oh, gosh.
And the idea is, it's designed for people who crave the security, happiness of a committed, forever ever marriage relationship, but haven't been able to find one in the normal way. So they simply sign up, and we have this thing called the, what's it called? I can't remember what I called it. And this thing creates marriage matches, and it's actually a shoebox that I wrote something on and put iPad cables into, but people think it's some sort of electronic trickery. And it matches people up, and then they just have to pop off at a mutually agreed time and place, get married, crack on with it.
That's quite an unusual idea.
And you know, whoever they get, they just have to make the best of it.
Well, see. I'm a firm believer that marriage should be once you're committed, it's forever, at least until you get bored. If it's not working out, I don't really see why anybody should stick with it. Otherwise, it's just a lifelong punishment. You ask for all those extra chilies and you're not even eating them. Is it, you want to put them in your collection?
I'm working through them.
What do you think of toast?
I'm a fan.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What about toast with no butter on?
Not a
Because
fan.
it is a dairy product, so why not have it with olive oil?
No, that's weird. But toast has to be done properly.
As in what? So it's almost burnt.
No. It has to be properly toasted, and then it has to be cut properly, and it has to be presented in a toast rack.
Right. Is the toast rack make a difference then, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the ultimate difference.
How? It makes it go cold quickly.
There is nothing more rank and depressing than seeing toast just presented on a plate. If I was presented with a piece of toast on a plate,
You wouldn't eat it.
I wouldn't even stay there. I'd walk out immediately.
Gosh, you're weird sometimes.
I'm not weird.
That is weird.
That's normal. Toast should be in a toast rack. End of story. That's all there is to it. Go on, amaze us and tell us that you don't possess a toast rack.
I don't know. I've got a toaster in there, haven't I? Have you seen it?
Yeah?
Yep. And when I have some toast at work, I make the toast, I stick it on a plate that's barely clean, and when I've lost my knife, I use I use a spoon for the butter, and then I eat it. And if you leave it to go cold, which you would do if you put it on a rack, it'll go soggy if it's on a plate. But I prefer that to dry toast where you put butter on and it just doesn't go into the toast itself.
That is exactly how I like it.
Well, that's why you like it differently to me then. It's got nothing to do with your standards being higher than mine. It's just that you think toast is burnt bread with butter spread on it and not melted. You don't like it melted?
I don't. That has its charm, but it wouldn't be my first preference.
See, more like a biscuit then, isn't it? An unsweetened biscuit with butter on it.
Yeah. Because it becomes a showcase for some really good French salted butter.
Okay, right, well, I'll go for that, only just to change the subject. I'm sorry I started this one off actually, but I thought I need to make a contribution. You're always asking these really banal questions about things that it's like you're trying to catch me out, because you know I'm not going to have an answer because I'm not prepared for it. You wasn't prepared to start talking about toast, and I wasn't prepared to carry on talking about toast because of the way it went.
You know, we were talking about manscaping.
Yeah.
What do you prefer on a woman?
You know what he always does? He has his phone pointing at me, so you can't even see me talk. You can just hear his voice. Obviously, he's got the face of a radio presenter anyway.
True, there's a face for radio. No
Yeah.
question about that.
And a voice for it as well. Which, if only you could have the two, it'd be great, though, wouldn't it? You'd be like a James Bond character then.
So do you like your ladies shaved, trimmed, or like a Venezuelan swamp.
All right, I'll tell you what. I'll take one out of that equation, which is the Venezuelan swamp.
Oh, okay.
No, but actually, the proper answer is I kind of take it as it comes. I'm not going to say no, just because there's the incorrect amount of pubic hair on the go.
Have you ever said no?
Oh yeah,
Have you?
yeah,
Why?
because I didn't feel like it. I don't know. But you don't get yourself in a position where you're going to be saying no and then say yes, do you? Or you don't get yourself in a position where you're going to be saying yes and then say no, unless you suddenly develop a headache.
Well, no. I mean, what about if it was a yes situation all the way, and then you unwrapped them, you unwrapped the, relevant area, and it was compromised in some way? Like, what if it was a Venezuelan swamp with fumes emanating from it?
Oh gosh. Well, wouldn't you have some idea of
What about dirty pants? If you were unwrapping your new lady
Yeah.
and you pulled the pants down with your teeth and there were like skid marks, would that put you off?
Well, I quite like Marmite, so I don't know. Can't you edit that bit out? I don't fancy the idea of that myself, personally. No. What about you? You do all the question asking. So, would you turn a lady down if what was underneath the wrapping didn't come up to standard? Would you just turn her down?
Yeah.
What? Simple as that.
Yeah.
Even though you was properly ready to go.
Oh yeah.
Right. So what would you do instead? Then just go on to the next parcel.
Go and get another one, yeah. Well, I mean, not...
Just take it back, reject it. Oh, sorry, this one appears to be out of sell-by date.
Not now, obviously, because I'm old and unsightly and nobody would be, quite rightly, would be remotely interested. But back in the day, yeah. Yeah, I'd just, put her out of the car, go back into the club, choose another one.
Yeah. And you wouldn't spare her feelings at all, would you not? Would you just be, put her out of the car? I mean, you'd actually find this out before you'd even close the door. Or are you talking about you'd take her home, get her in the house, then think, no thanks, get back in your bag please.
No.
You bundle her into the car, she won't go in, you use the boots. Just so if you don't want to lift, then you can walk.
No, I was thinking about a mid-evening one, where you're halfway through the evening, you fancy a bit,
Yeah.
so pick one, nip to the car, and then you can just carry on with your evening afterwards.
Okay, right. So what about if you was having a dinner date with this new lady, and it became fairly clear that you was both quite interested in doing some business, for want of a better word, and when you'd seen what she had on offer, you changed your mind. Would you carry on with the dinner?
Well,
you only got halfway through.
That would never happen because I always had a rule that
Finish your dinner first.
No, I never ever bought them food until we'd had sex.
Oh gosh, right. I can see the sense in that.
Because I had too many female friends when I was a student who stayed alive by having a lot of dates. And they would just go out for dinner with somebody, gentleman, being a gentleman, would pay for dinner, and that was that.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have that. The woman that became my wife, on our very first date, which was in Chesterfield, she hadn't eaten because she was expecting dinner. And she thought I was joking when I flatly refused to. And in the end, she went to McDonald's and bought herself a Big Mac meal. And I nicked 2 of her chips.
You must have been hungry.
Well, if it's there, you know.
So, if I'm getting this right, you take your lady back to your room, and you decide whether you're getting value for money before you sign up.
It's not like that. I mean,
it's like what's on the menu, and you think, no, I don't quite fancy that. But there's an awful lot of. It's not like just ordering a takeaway, is it? You know, you've actually got to quite a bit more commitment to even get that far.
it's nowhere near as shallow as that makes it sound.
Is it not?
Yeah, I'm very respectful of ladies.
Well, I
and
suppose you could do all that very respectfully.
I
but,
admire them greatly.
well, as long as they've got the right amount of pubic hair.
No, I'm not bothered about that.
Oh, you know.
No,
You just brought that up to try and throw me.
I was just interested in
My answer.
where you stood on it. I don't mind.
I don't stand on it.
In fact, if I had to express a preference, I don't like the fully shaven.
Right.
I think that's weird, to be honest.
Yeah, it is a bit weird.
Why would somebody want to make themselves look like a prepubescent
Oh.
child
Well, yeah, but that's...
to enhance their...
wait a second. That's the trouble with you liking your skinny women.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. Because if you had a woman that did all that, she'd look like a schoolboy that tucked his willy behind his bottom.
Did you used to do that?
Oh,
I totally did.
what, to impress who?
No, just to see what I'd look like if I was a girl.
Did you like what you saw?
No.
No.
Although, it was a bit of a problem when I was young.
Sounds like it.
Because I was just about the last boy in my year to get pubic hair. And so games used to be a nightmare, because you'd be there in the shower and everybody else has got this thundering great dodgerer with a big old bush of hair, and I've got this little thimble in a hairless desert of sad prepubescent youth.
And nothing's changed, no doubt.
Oh no, I'm hairy as hell down there now. And I've got quite an odd penis.
Have you?
Well,
Do you want to show the ladies and gents? you may as well prove it, haven't you?
no, not odd in weird shape or anything like that.
What, like it's got a mind of its own?
Well, they all do, don't they? I mean, mine can't tell the difference between a woman and a bus. Put it on a bus and it thinks it's all its Christmases come at once. Coaches, not the same. Trains, not the same. Buses, I don't know why. God, all those times going to school where you have to put your satchel on top of your lap. But no, my little tinkle is odd, because when it's flaccid, it's terribly unimpressive, really. But then when it gets excited, it's, well, not to be sniffed at. In fact, to quote not my most recent ex, but my most recent ex but one, Boo, and I will quote her directly, "You wouldn't want it any longer." I mean, she did add something about a little more girth wouldn't go amiss, but I tend to gloss over that.
You wouldn't want it any longer.
Yeah.
So she didn't want it any longer.
No.
No.
I don't.
That's why it stopped. She wanted someone else's instead.
Well, if we're going to go down that route, technically I left her. There's the thing. I can find a reason for regretting every single relationship that has failed. They were all really nice people, and there's not a single one of them I don't look back and think, we could have made that work. What about you?
No, I'd say quite a few of them. The best thing that could have ever have happened is it didn't work. You might want to edit him out.
Yeah. Pause.